Good afternoon. It's a little after 4 p.m. and I would like to read a selection to you about change. I'm going to start with an analogy using the game of golf. You don't need to know the sport, but you just need to know the strategy that you have at the beginning of a hole. Let's say you plan to go driver, 5-wood, pitching wedge, and putter. And that's your plan. On the tee, you don't end up where you thought you were going to end up after your first shot. Do you still stick with the same plan as you had before? So I would like to read today's selection, An Angel Watching Over Me. I bet my captors have called the police too, pretending they're the government. Why not, since they are believed of everything they say? It's a big problem, and maybe the police are victims of this devil crime spree, pretending to be something they're not. It's interesting that they would make a claim of delusional belief as a reason for hospitalization. Not only is it incorrect, but the statement, as far as causation, is a violation of the First Amendment. It would be like putting flat earth believers in jail for what they think. That's at the end of the selection from this morning. Now we're into the afternoon. In a fight against trickery and secrecy, I found my way miraculously to a Verizon store. It's really hot out today, and I have been trying to find a corporate store. By intuition, I made it to the Dublin store on my third attempt at success. I don't know why Arvid won't stop his addict behavior. His desire is of the devil, and it's going to kill him, especially predisposed with anxiety. The little brat is going to have a heart attack or an overdose trying to stay calm. I worry about him committing suicide after setting me up one last time. I'm glad I told my mom about Arvid and Patty today and yesterday, cussing them out. My mom gave me an, "Oh gosh, honey," kind of response. The messed up part about this story is how many parts make up the whole experience. From the V2K, to my cell number being used, to the light trickery with R&M, as well as gears on the screens of my devices, which is a computer program somewhere in the programming. And lurking in the background are our outer culture guests, working their ass off to make Arvid happy and ruin me. Or is it to be visibly photographed, to announce an official first contact by me, sharing the picture or video with the world? There's no doubt something is there, and there's been trick after trick played on me. When the people who should have protected me created sabotage instead. Sadly, many are not me, and I am not a duplicate. I am the only me that ever has been, is, or will be, ever. My captors have tried to ruin me, and they just don't know when to stop. The police think they're safe with a given diagnosis, making the lawyer hunt nearly impossible for me. There's always two ways to do something once. I know what outcome I'd like to see happen, and I've not beaten myself up over the one way working out. Yes, a courtroom is one way, but a second way works just as well. Media exposure. So you might be asking, what is it you have in mind for the outcome? Put simply, my life back. And that happens when there is validity. Validity of what, you might ask? Again, there's always two or a few ways to do something once. In this instance, any of the following will do. 1. A plan by knowledge of a plan by neighbors to get me to move. 2. The use of V2K, and there are a number of different ways that can happen, not necessarily with R&M. 3. An admission and apology from my captors. 4. An admission of guilty neighbors who realized what was going on and didn't say anything to anybody else. 5. The truth of what's really happened. 6. The admittance of guilt by the police for never giving me the time of day. 7. An admittance of guilt by the government for neglecting me, and then when they learn the truth, still going the projected way. 8. Apologies from my friends and family members. And 9. The use of R&M. Media exposure could help a lot in exposing part of the big cheese. Once you spy a slice, you find the whole round. Who Moved My Cheese is a book everyone should read for its value in accepting change. Everything changes, and we can never have things the same. Once you cross the crosswalk of an intersection, you have run a red light. You'll get killed from behind if you go backwards. And if there's already a line of cars, they can't all know to back up to give you room. Now, the place that you've already been. Redos in life just aren't as easy as you'd expect or want them to be. I readily admit fault and move on when I make a mistake. However, all the parties involved, in my experience, haven't done that, and it's gotten them into worse trouble as a result. For more than 2 years, I have told my captors to stop projecting. Stop spending your days planning for the outcome you want, or the one that you started out with. Because with new information, a new outcome possible should at least be considered. A wise man changes his original plans. Anyone so foolish as to ignore the truth of things deserves to get caught. When he was revealed, either through discovery or being told, the people should have shifted their thinking, because there is a big difference between the two. They may both be spirit, but we put the invisible into visibility through our choice in action, the devil or God, in our daily acts of projection or intuition. When you neglect your instinct, not your inner voice that speaks aloud, that's the military trying to get their way with AI. And you don't go with your gut knows it later and tells you you should have made the other choice. Many believe at that point that it's too late to do anything about the past. Not so. A heartfelt apology says a lot about a person and can change the past by creating a different future. Once you've done something wrong, admitting it is the only thing that can begin the healing process. And that happens when you make amends. Nobody is perfect, and having an acceptance of that truth keeps you from denial and staying stuck in a situation. The insanity of my captors in believing projection will work only creates more problems. When you accept change, it's easier to make your path wider with new options. If you stay stuck in projection, you walk the tightrope every day and could easily fall at any time. If someone jiggles your line, create some safety instead of getting defensive and sticking to your guns. I got the last 3 months of phone calls that were made with my phone. That's going to be different, I think, than what some people have. So if people want to know if I called them on a certain day, I've got it right here. So if the police say, you called and said blah, 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 I can say, no, I did not. And I've got the proof. But it was your voice and it came from your number. We have caller ID. If it's not in here, I didn't call you. You spoke with my captor, which is what I've said from the beginning. I have evidence of somebody using my digits and calling and pretending to be me. Well, that sounds crazy. That can't happen. Yes, it can. And it does. So let's look at the other side of the coin, because this is the important part. I have only contacted the police and the media through the internet, because I knew that my phone number has been compromised. I am not contacting people on the phone. So, if people are getting a call from me, they should not take it. If they want to call rather than show up, they should not be lazy. They should show up. The problem that has been created with this disbelief of everybody else has kept my experience going on and on and on, and has allowed a lot of changes to occur in the whole situation. So, I hope soon that people will come to the realization that I've got it right here, all the way back to May. I'm sorry, April 22nd, 2022. To July 21st, 2022. So, you see, my cycle just started over. So I have up to just a couple days ago. So it should not be too difficult to verify somebody using my telephone number. It's going to take some communication on the Division of Police's part, but I think that's probably going to be very possible soon. Because when I get the CD that has me giving the officer a report of crime, I'm going to post it. Why am I going to do that? because it creates safety for me. You see, if you search under my last name, Milligan, in the report portal, nothing shows up. Everything's blank. It's like I never created any report of crime. But I have lots of PDFs of reports. So where have those gone? Well, you could have made up the PDFs somewhere else. That's just a template. Okay. Here is a cruiser cam of your own vehicle and an officer of yours creating a report. Where is it? Gotcha. You know what report it is? Jaisung's iPhone, linked to my network. My next door neighbor is Jaeung, without the S. Isn't that funny that they're so close? I'm not saying that it is, but I'm saying they're very close. And he was crying the other day when I saw him a couple of weeks ago. He didn't look happy. And I sent his partner, Arvid, a screenshot that showed the phone linked to my network. So, game over, as far as I can tell. So if we want to look for somebody pretending to be me, that would be one place to look. There are 3 places, though, because I sent a letter to the Police Mediation Center, and it only went to 2 addresses, 437 and 441 Como. So that means one of them called and pretended to be me, because nobody else got that letter. And I know that I didn't call, even though it might say my number, because it's through an app on a computer. I did not call. I knew that somebody was impersonating me. And I went in person in June of 2019. And I was told by the lady, oh yeah, we talked to you a couple weeks after you sent the letter on the phone. The police can look at my records from April 16th, 2019 through, say, July 2019. The Police Mediation Center will not come up in my phone records. So the police have delusions, the poor things. They've got delusions going on. They believe things that are not true because I'm telling the truth. They call that a delusion. I call them calling it a delusion a delusion. I'm speaking the truth. So, look for my video in a day or two. I haven't decided yet. I think I will be doing the shortened version. But the full-length feature film called Detained. is going to probably be a pretty big hit. Have a good night, guys. And I'm sure I'll do another video before too long. To all my Thai friends out there, I'm going to try and set us free. For everybody. Because I've got the case that can do it. Wish me luck. And if you're not following my page yet, Tier Justice, Equity, and Equality. Have a good day, guys.